So in this lecture we are going to discuss about the dot conventions used in magnetically coupled circuits. So dot convention, we know that the coupled coils or inductors have two parameters, that is, one is self-inductance, another one is mutual inductance. Self-inductance denoted by L and mutual inductance denoted by M. Now here, this self-inductance and mutual inductance are always positive quantities because are always a constant value, and it is a inductance of a coil will not vary, it is a constant, so it is a positive quantity. Whereas the voltage, induced voltage across the inductor, that is L into di by dt, and this M into di by dt, this can be positive or negative according to the direction of current and the polarity of voltage, right? So what does it mean is the voltage developed across the inductors, that is the self-inductance voltage and the mutual voltage, will have polarities, that is, it will be either positive or negative. Now directly we cannot determine the polarity of these voltages, so we have to use some conventions. Okay, so that convention is what we call it as dot convention. So in this dot convention, what one will be doing is, a dot is placed at one end of each of the two magnetically coupled coils to indicate the direction of magnetic flux if the current enters the dotted terminal of the coil. So normally what will be available is, these dots will be placed at, when we draw a coil, we have two ends for coil, right? So this dot, what we are speaking about, like this, you can see it here, will be placed at either one end of the coil or the other end of the coil. So if you take one coil, we can place dot at two ends. Okay, and similarly we are talking about here magnetically coupled coils. So usually we will be having at least two coils which are in close proximity. So the dots can be placed at four ends. So here, given the circuit, the dots are already placed besides the coil, so that we need not bother about how to place them. So usually what will happen is, this dots which indicates the direction of mutual flux will be given directly. Only thing is, we have to determine the polarity of the induced voltage according to this placement of dots in the circuit. Okay, so to do that we have two rules. So first one is, if a current enters the dotted terminal of one coil, the reference polarity of the mutual voltage in the second coil is positive at the dotted terminal of the second coil. So we are talking about mutual inductance here, so we should have at least more than one coil, so we will be having at least two coils, coil 1 and coil 2. So let us say in coil 1 the current enters the dotted terminal. Okay, in coil 1 we place a dot at either at the top or at the bottom. So when the current enters the dotted terminal of one coil, now what happens to the mutual voltage in the second coil is, in the second coil also dot will be somewhere placed, either at the one end or the other end. So wherever the dot is placed, that terminal is positive. Okay, so this is the rule. In coil 1, if current enters the dotted terminal, wherever the dot is placed, if current enters the terminal, In coil 2, wherever the dot is placed, that terminal will be positive. This is rule 1. Okay. Alternatively, we can say it like this also. If current leaves the dotted terminal of one coil, the reference polarity of the mutual voltage in second coil is negative at the dotted terminal of second coil. So, we have coil 1, coil 2. In coil 1, the current leaves the dotted terminal. That is, wherever the dot is placed, from there the current is leaving. If that happens, then what happens in coil 2 is, wherever the dot is placed in the second coil, that terminal is negative. Okay. So these are the two rules. Now according to these two rules, we will be assigning polarities to the induced voltage, that is mainly mutual voltage. Okay, so here the reference polarity of the mutual voltage depends on the reference direction of the inducing current and the dots on the coupled coils Application of the dot convention is illustrated in 4 pairs, which we'll be seeing later. Now if you can see this circuit, here we have coil 1, this is coil 2. So in coil 1 we have voltage V1, in coil 2 we have voltage V2. So here the dot is placed, and similarly the dot is placed here in this coil, right? So in coil 1 the current flow is taken as I1, in the coil 2 current flow is taken as I2. Okay, so because of I1 we will have one self inductance and one mutual inductance, right? We will have one self inductance and one mutual inductance. Phi 11 plus phi 21. So next is in coil 2 we have two. One is flux due to self inductance and mutual inductance. Now here the dot is placed, so current enters this terminal. So in the second coil, wherever the terminal is present, so this will be acting as positive. Okay. Similarly, if we take this coil and compare it with this, here the current enters this terminal. So here the dot is placed, so this terminal is positive. So both the mutual voltages are positive. So here we have 4 combination of dots. We will see one by one how the polarity of the mutual voltage changes in each of this. Okay, so here the application of dot convention is illustrated in 4 pairs of mutually coupled coils shown here. For the coupled coils in figure 13.5a, the sign of the mutual voltage V2 is determined by the reference polarity for V2 and the direction of I1. So reference polarity, and from the direction of I1 we are going to determine what is the polarity for mutual voltage, right? So since so here what happens, you can see that there is a dot placed here and there is a dot placed here. So in the first coil, current enters the dotted terminal, right? So what is the rule? In coil 1, if current enters the dotted terminal, in coil 2, wherever this dot is present, that terminal is positive, right? So if you see that this is a positive terminal. Now if you compare this with the reference positive, so the assumed direction is correct. So we have a positive voltage. V2 is equal to M into di1 by dt. So this is the polarity for the mutual voltage. Now let us consider the second figure. Here also the dot is in coil 1, dot is placed here, and coil 2 dot is placed here. So you can see that in the second figure also the current enters the daughter terminal. So in the second coil, wherever the dot is present, that terminal is positive. But the reference here is, so you can see this is positive but this is negative, assume this. So this is opposing. Okay, so here we get plus but it is assumed as minus, so the voltage is negative. V2 is equal to minus m di1 by dt. Okay, so now let us take the third figure. So you can see here in coil 1 this is where the dot is placed and here the dot is here. So current is I2 which flows in coil 2. So here the current leaves the daughter terminal. So here in this coil the current leaves the daughter terminal. With respect to coil you have to see, not this dot, with respect to coil. So in these cases, see the dot is placed here, so the current enters the daughter terminal. Okay, whereas in this coil you can see that the current is placed at the, the dot is placed at the bottom. So here the current leaves the daughter terminal of the coil. Okay, so if current leaves the daughter terminal in coil 1, what happens to coil 2? Wherever the dot is placed, so that terminal is negative, right? So here we have taken as references plus minus. So again the voltage is negative. So mutual voltage developed here is negative. So let us consider the last diagram. So this is coil 2, this is coil 1. So here the dot is placed over here and here it is placed over here. So here also the current leaves the daughter terminal of the coil. So if current leaves the daughter terminal of the coil, in the other coil wherever the dot is placed, that terminal is negative. So the assumed direction is negative, we also get negative, so the voltage is positive. V is equal to m into di2 by dt. So this is how we will be using dot conventions to determine the polarity of mutual voltage. We can see that if we have a coil, if the dots are placed at the same end, the voltage we get is positive. If the dots are placed in opposing end, we get the voltage as negative. So let us discuss the series connection of coupled coils. So we have two coils L1 and L2 which are connected in series, and these coils are coupled coils. Okay, so coupled coils have, so coil 1 has self-inductance L1 and coil 2 has self-inductance L2, and since it is a coupled coil we have a mutual inductance M acting between these two coils. Okay, and the current flowing in this coil is taken as I. So here these coils are connected in series aiding connection. Okay, series aiding connection. So here we can see that there is a polarity which indicates the direction, which indicates the polarity of this mutual voltage. Okay, so in series aiding connection, so this is the total inductance. L is equal to L1 plus L2 plus 2M. L1 is self-inductance of coil 1, L2 is self-inductance of coil 2, and M is the mutual inductance between two coils. So for series aiding connection, this is the equivalent inductance. So let us see how this is derived. So apply KVL around the loop of the above electrical network. So assuming that between these a voltage source is connected and the voltage is V. So if we apply that, so for this circuit what is the voltage? That is, it will have self inductance as well as mutual inductance. So due to coil 1 we will be having self inductance and mutual inductance, and similarly between in coil 2 we will have self inductance and mutual inductance. So V will be equal to L1 d I by dt so V di by dt plus m into d I by dt. So this is for coil 1, and then for coil 2 again L2 di by dt plus m into di by dt. Now we are writing KVL, right? So KVL is the sum of voltages across individual elements is equal to 0. Sum of all voltages across all elements is equal to 0. So it is V minus of L into di by dt plus m into di by dt. So this is for in coil 1. Okay, coil 1, and then this is for coil 2, L2 di by dt plus m into di by dt. So we are writing KVL equation. So here these elements are passive elements. So we will be writing V minus voltage across coil 1 minus voltage across coil 2 is equal to 0. So that is what we have written here. So if we simplify this, we will get V is equal to L1 plus L2 plus 2m into di by dt. So if you compare with the general equation, we can say that L equivalent is equal to L1 plus L2 plus 2m. So this is for series aiding connection. Okay, next is for series opposing connection. So this coil, the dots are placed at the opposite ends. Okay, so if dots are placed at the opposite ends, we know that the mutual voltage will be negative, right? So here instead of this plus we will have minus, right? So again, how we can write? Again apply KVL. So KVL will be V minus drop across this coil 1 minus drop across this coil 2 is equal to 0. So the equation for coil 1 is L1 di by dt minus m into di by dt, and for L2 it is L2 di by dt minus m di by dt. So substitute that here, we will get this equation, that is V is equal to L1 plus L2 minus 2m di by dt. So equivalent will be again L1 plus L2 minus 2m, right? So here in series aiding connection, here it is twice of the mutual voltage added up to the self inductance, whereas for series opposing connection, twice of the mutual voltage subtracted from the self inductance values. So this is for series aiding connection and this is for series opposing connection. Remember, series aiding connection, dots are placed at the same terminal, same end of the terminal, and in series opposing connection, dots are placed at the opposite ends. So next is parallel connection of coupled coils. So again we have two coils L1 and L2. These coils are connected in parallel. So again parallel aiding in the sense the dots are placed at the same end of the terminal. We can see that dots are placed at the same end of the coils. Okay, so these coils are connected in parallel, and the total current in this coil is taken as IT, and current in coil 1 is taken as I1, and current in coil 2 is taken as I2. and V is the voltage applied. So again, if we derive in the same way using KCL equations, we'll get this equivalent inductance value, that is L total is equal to L1 L2 minus m square by L1 plus L2 minus 2m. This is for parallel aiding connection. Okay. Similarly, for parallel opposing we know that we have two coils and the dots are placed at the opposite terminals. So here you can see the dots are placed across the opposite terminals. So M is the mutual inductance between these coils, and L1 is the self inductance of coil 1 and L2 is self inductance of coil 2. So equivalent for this parallel opposing is L total is equal to L1 L2 minus m square by L1 plus L2 plus 2m. Okay, so this is how, by using dot conventions, the polarity of mutual voltage is determined, and when these coupled coils are connected in series and parallel, the equivalent inductance are determined.